everyone. You're listening to At Home with Charlene with CSMC Mortgage on your hometown station, KHTS 98.1. And we wanted to play the music just a little bit longer for you today. Thank you for joining us. I know everyone is on their spring break this week and enjoying maybe the kids being out of school, less traffic around town, whatever the situation may be. And I have a special guest today with me, Lindsay Schleck with Schleck Art. And a lot of you probably know her work. I have her here today so we can talk about some of the great things that she's doing, that she is doing in the community, that she's doing for business owners, that she's doing for individuals, that she's doing for women. So many things that she has today.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah, there she is. But most of all, we're excited. It's spring break. I mean, we're not on break quite yet, but do you have any big plans or anything for the weekend? Or
Well, it's actually my birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday!
So I just had lunch with Josh Rivas and Pam Ingram, and we're celebrating properly on Saturday. But yeah, so that's the extent. But otherwise, work. We're always working. So
you see, she's on the show celebrating her birthday today.
Yeah, I thought I'd fit it in. It was the perfect day to actually fit it in because I was like, oh, I can take a break and I can come do this.
Exactly. We're trying to find things to do on a fun spring break. I mean, we had great weather. I heard we had a little earthquake or something. I was just
apparently. I didn't even
through.
notice.
I didn't feel it either, but I just was looking through a couple of feeds real quick and thought, oh, I guess we had a local earthquake, but nothing that stirred us up over here. But thank you guys all for joining us this afternoon. We're excited to have you here, and wanted to kind of talk to you about some of the great work that Lindsay and Brian are doing in our community and with individuals. And I've had the pleasure of being able to work with them directly as well. And they have so many products, so many different things that they're offering to the community and to businesses. And I just really wanted her to come on the show because I wanted her to share with everybody some of the great products they have and for people to be able to take advantage of it. Lindsay, do you want to share some of your highlights with us?
Yeah, so we just had our 6-year anniversary in business, and it's been a wild ride, but Brian and I are absolutely loving what has happened in the past 2 years. Things are starting to get really, really interesting, and it's giving us an opportunity to launch new products that we can offer to our clients. And one of our main things that we've always felt is listening to what the clients have to say and what they're looking for. So sometimes we launch a product and then they're like, well, can you take a bit of this product and can we make it like this? And that's how certain things get launched in our industry. So, when we first started, we were known as this photography video team that helped women and made legacy videos for women. And that's our signature product, our signature Schleck Art luxury pampering day. And but what happened was, we were getting local business owners saying to us, I love your look. I love the way that, all your photos look. Your branding is very obvious and very clean and contemporary and pretty. Can you do this for headshots? And we were like, okay, and that's how that started out. And now we have this reputation in Santa Clarita as the headshot photography people. And that's fantastic. Thank you so much. We love that. But that came out left field as far as we were concerned. And now we absolutely have embraced it. And we have so many different businesses in the community who, support us and, put our names out there and refer us really highly, and we get to also take care of their businesses and help a lot of nonprofits. And it just opened huge doors for us because we embraced something and said yes, versus going, actually, no, that's not what we do. We were like, absolutely, let's try it, let's do it. And then from there, as far as Brian's video side was, again, he was doing video for the luxury pampering days, creating legacy videos for families, and businesses were like, I need video, and you're the best in town. Like, what can you what can you do for me? And that's how, Schlickart business videos were born. And so, we can make some high-end professional, highly produced videos for people. But then, a lot of other things are happening with like quick, snippet videos that people need for social media and what have you. So it's all just evolving and it's moving real fast.
I was going to say, because I probably met you guys in your earlier stages of your business and your careers.
Yeah.
And
it was about 5 years ago now when Becky still was around and we were really good friends before she moved to Texas. We
exactly.
miss you.
And we came over and I asked you about doing headshots and things like that and getting all of my marketing and branding in place. And I just have to say that the way that you handle your clients and the way that you handle the experience really helps portray truly what we're trying to say through a photograph. Because as an individual, whether it's a loan officer, a real estate agent, or anybody in a business type setting, your first means of a communication with somebody that maybe is a referral, right, not would be a business card or would be some type of handled hand-to-hand marketing piece. And you guys have a really great way of bringing out how we want to project ourselves in a photograph.
Yeah. So, I mean, when we were approached to ask to start doing headshots and helping businesses with their personal branding, we wanted to do it in a different way. I as we all do as small businesses in Santa Clarita, we're such a community. We're such a community here, and we're all very outgoing with our businesses and wanting to help people. What I was noticing was I was going to networking events and people were giving me their business card and saying, "Don't look at my photo, I don't like it." And I was like, well, why is it on your card? Maybe this isn't a good representation of yourself. What do you not like? Well, I didn't choose it. It was kind of like, sometimes it was like the photographer picked it, or, I had to go through them with my assistant because I wasn't really sure which ones to pick. And I was finding half of the problem was you weren't sitting down with the photographer and picking the best
and being yourself
and having, picking the right clothing, picking the right look. Every industry is different, and every industry, your personality is different from, say, somebody else in your industry. And in the end, as much as you're selling a product or selling a service, you're selling your individual experience with each of your clients. So that has to be, emulated in
relatable.
All of your visual branding. Yes.
And you want to feel in your photos you're relatable. Someone can look at that and say, oh, you know what? I feel inviting, or I feel like I could trust her or him or whatever it may be.
Exactly. So we didn't just, oh yeah, we can do headshots and just like, yeah, let's do this. We went out there. It became, a strategic plan. For one of the things that Brian and I 100% believe in is strategically planning every single part of our business and every single part of every product we put out there. So I'm not kidding you. We sat down for like 3 days. We went to Monterey and we locked ourselves in a hotel room for 3 days and figured out how this was going to look and what the process was going to look like and how this was going to work before we launched the idea that we were just going to do, create headshots for people, professional portraits for people, personal branding. So it wasn't just like, yeah, let's do this tomorrow. It was very
a thought out process.
Yeah,
it was a thought out.
Yes, and it's paid back in full, 100% because it's it is what it is now. Like where the Schlickart headshot photographers is one of our major brands.
You guys are listening to the At Home with Charlene show live on 98.1 Thursdays from 2 to 3. And you're listening to Lindsay Schleck with Schleck Art.
Hi.
We're talking about some of her signature products that she offers. There was a few things that I noted from her blog that I really found that is a strong point that I think businesses need to have and focus on. And her belief, and this is a quote from her, is authentic, story-driven photography. And I really like that because I think you can learn so much by somebody in just a few simple photographs, or particularly branding yourself. I mean, I can't highly say it enough that I feel if you are not branding and marketing yourself properly, you're doing yourself a disservice. And this is in any business.
Well, we live in a visual world. This is, 2018. You cannot just put words out on social media anymore. It's not doing anything for anybody. We live in a world of, well, I hate just to say photo, but video. Right. Video is the future. Video is here now, and it's moving faster than any of us could ever imagine. And it's the one thing that none of us want to do.
But, I think the raw video sometimes is a little bit more personable because it's relatable. And somebody else could say, oh, you know what, or the business just threw up this little video and, it looks great and they feel that they connect to you as long as they can have some type of connection.
Yeah. So the one thing I'll say about video is you should, even if you're not great at it, you need to start doing it for your business. You need to start practicing it. It's like anything. It's like doing your 1-minute commercial at your networking group. You have to do it. So get out there and do it. Now, after a while, there's little classes you can take. Brian and I actually teach a visual marketing class, and we can show you some tips on how to do this better. But at some point, whether it's good, bad, or ugly, you have to start, using video in your business. We're in that place right now where
you don't want to get left behind.
Exactly.
You want to get in front of your customer. You want to have the visual marketplace. You want to be able to have the connectivity. You
100%.
You just want to be able to get out there so people get to know you.
Yeah.
I mean, all the emails that you send out or the different things that I see or the pictures, I feel relatable. It feels relatable when you and Brian have your pictures and you can see and you can kind of feel how somebody else does business and works.
Your followers want to hear from you. They don't, stock photos are absolutely fantastic, and I still think that they have a place in every marketing campaign, but that isn't all your clients should see from you. They want to see you. They want to learn a little bit about you. People buy from people they like, people that they follow, and are people that are like them. So if they don't know if you're like them or if they like you, because they haven't seen anything personal from you, especially in small businesses, small businesses about the personal, you hear the saying all the time, it's not personal, it's business. But when it comes to small business, it is personal. Especially in Santa Clarita, if you have an abundance of choice here, whether that's your real estate agent, your title company, your loan officer, your accountant, your photographer,
But who's going to do business with somebody they don't know?
Exactly.
Or they don't know about.
100%.
Right? You could be great at your business, but if nobody knows how to get a hold of you, or if nobody knows that you're out there, or nobody knows that you're existing, they don't have the option to come to you and to do business with you because they don't know you're there.
Exactly. So this is where your personal branding and your visual marketing, whether that's your headshot, whether that's marketing photos, whether that's, the weekly videos that you put up on social media, or the month, if you can't handle weekly, do monthly videos that you can put up on social media, or even, a highly produced video that's just an introductory video on your website. These are all important parts. And the funny thing is, they're important parts that small businesses, they're the last things that people want to invest in.
But the most important pieces.
They'll give you the most bang for your buck.
I think so too.
And the thing about video, especially right now, is it's very easily tracked. When you post a video on your social media or on a site that you have some sort of analytics for your website or YouTube, it is trackable. Like, it is so trackable that more trackable than any other kind of media. So you can see how many people are clicking on it. You can actually see if somebody watched 2 seconds of the video or the entire video, and you can see where your leads are coming from. And we've never had that amount of information from one small piece of media.
So if somebody's not receiving the type of business that they're looking for, maybe as much business as they need, so maybe one way to go about doing that is to put yourself out there.
Yeah.
Photos, videos, social media. I mean, you really have to get yourself out there so people know who you are. People can find you. You want to be able to be found.
Exactly. And if this is not something that you want to do, or you're afraid of it, or you do want to do it and you just don't know where to start, please just call us. I mean, we can set up even if you don't want to, purchase videos from us, the other thing we do offer is our visual marketing presentation, and we can come and talk to you about the easiest ways to do it for yourself, because in the end, business videos and getting videos out there, it's a rising tide raises all ships, and the better you get at it, the better
practice.
Practice.
Just have to practice.
Yeah,
you don't become
absolutely.
great overnight.
Yes.
It takes time. It takes practice. It takes courage.
Yeah.
Sometimes just to say, you know what, I can do it.
Exactly.
And I'm not going to be afraid to do it. And
Yeah.
you know what, no one's going to judge me. No, and if they do, that's just the play of the game. But you know what? People want to hear from you. They want to be entertained. They want to listen to what you have to say.
And that's the funny part, because I, just like everybody else, I pick on myself fully.
We all do that. We
exactly.
definitely do.
And we can create the most beautiful video ever. Brian and I understand lighting, we understand audio, we understand camera positioning, we understand how we should stand, pose, speak. But then I'll look at myself on the other side and I see my little facial mannerisms and my, my
But you pick yourself
accent
apart, because that's what we do.
But there just has to become a point where the video is bigger than you are.
Right.
And it's not about what the things that you see in yourselves, because everybody else sees you way differently than you see yourself. Everybody
But that's so true.
Yeah. I mean, as I hate to go on about this, but it's my birthday today. So I read the Facebook messages that were coming through from my friends and my community here in town, just sending me love messages on my birthday. And I was so filled with, gratitude this morning that if I put a video out tomorrow, nobody's seeing the things that I'm seeing. Look at the mannerisms in her face and things like that. Nobody sees that.
But see, people see you differently.
Yes.
They like your accent, or they like,
100%,
you're likable, and the way that you are, and for you, you're thinking about all the little things that maybe somebody would be looking at, and they're not.
That's when you just have to post it and know that the video is bigger than you are, and that it's more important for you to get your message out there, and be an authority on your business and the products that you sell, and the knowledge that you have that you can help people is way more important than the tiny little, idiosyncrasies that drive you crazy. Because trust me, nobody else is looking at that. Anybody
Besides
who wants,
you.
anybody who
Besides
wants
you.
to watch your video loves you, trusts you, believes in what you're saying, and wants to know what you're talking about, and that is huge.
You guys are listening to the At Home with Charlene show today, Thursday, live on 98.1 from 2 to 3. We have Lindsay Schleck here, and I want to make sure that I'm going to give you her contact information, because as you're listening, you might be driving, you might be in and out of your car, but I want to let you know that Lindsay Schleck with Schleck Art, she's on Facebook, she's on Instagram. I'm going to give her email out as well. It's Lindsay, LINDSAY, at Schleck, SCHLICKART.com. I mean, I have to say my experience with her in my photo sessions have been just amazing. I mean, I'm so happy with the marketing
Thank
material
you.
that I have. I'm so happy with the way that it all cohesively goes together. And she has a great part in doing that, because she really kind of gets you to come out of your shell and show the true you that you're trying to portray. So I just think it's so important. And I know I've talked about this a few times on some of my shows, but marketing and branding is so extremely important to your business, because if it's not done right, and if you're not doing it at all, then you're going to have a lack of business, or you're going to have a lack of people knowing who you are, because you're not exposing yourself.
100%. And it's, the thing when we're in a small business is we want to spend money on, the self-gratifying, parts of our business, whether that's, a new computer, a stand-up desk, the things that make us happy, but those things don't make us money. They're not your stand-up desk that you just bought, or the new computer isn't bringing clients in the door. Good branding and marketing, whether that's being on a radio show, buying print marketing, making videos for social media, thinking strategically about everything you're putting out on social media every day, visually and, in the written word, blogging, all these things are leads that potentially are going to bring clients through your door. So don't ignore it, and when you get some really stellar visual marketing pieces, not only does it make your business, more authentic, but it makes you feel more confident about what you're putting out there into the world. You are confident handing over that business card with your
right.
your
It's
headshot
a
on
true
it.
representation of what you're trying to put out there or
Exactly.
put across to your customers and whatnot. But we're going to take a quick break. Don't go away. We have lots more to talk about with Lindsay Schleck with Schleck Art, so stay tuned.
You've seen them on Spike TV's Bar Rescue.
Jaded,
Now
Blanche.
experience the Cajun Belle in Canyon Country. The Cajun Belle, a terrific mix of SoCal Creole and the most flavorful handmade cocktails in our valley. It's the happening place, beginning with Blues Night every Wednesday from 7 to 11. Thursday is karaoke night with all-night happy hour featuring $1 tacos. Friday is Ladies Night with the coolest DJ in town. Check out live cover bands every weekend. The Cajun Belle on Soledad opposite the Canyon Country Post Office.
Bob, I don't believe you.
You're jaded, Blanche.
Read my lips, Bob. You've had a history of exaggeration.
It's true. They're building Castaic High School.
Castaic High, like in Castaic, California.
That's right, Blanche.
Prove it, Bob.
Go to your computer, type in CastaicHighProject.com and get free and frequent updates.
What's that web address again?
CastaicHighProject.com.
With fervor, like you really mean it.
CastaicHighProject.com. Santa Clarita Valley has a long history of safe, reliable water service. SCV Water is dedicated to increasing efficiencies, protecting our vital resources, and improving their customers' experiences. That's you. Meet them at their new home on the web at yourscvwater.com. There, you can find the latest news, rebates, and much more. That's yourscvwater.com. They can't wait to serve you.
Welcome back, you guys. You're listening to the At Home with Charlene show with Charlene and CSMC Mortgage on Thursdays, live from 2 to 3 on 98.1. And I have a friend and special guest today, Lindsay Schleck, and it's her birthday, so we have to keep saying happy birthday to her all show. But, truly, Schleck Art has become so successful because I met Lindsay when she was probably in her earlier stages of her business, and I have watched her business grow. I've watched what she's done for the community, and I want her to share with you, our listeners, how she's grown her business, because this is going to be a good testament for you that have your businesses as well. And you can take some feedback from her and apply it to your own businesses. So what has made, let me take one quick step back. She's also been nominated, or she has been with the Elite magazine, the ultimate female photographer. So in such a short period of time, she has obtained that stature, so to say. And it's not just that she's done that quickly. It's that she's done that through her business and through her charity work and through her customer service. And I just want you to share with everybody what's made you successful in your business.
So I think, from the very beginning, Brian and I, we weren't business people. We're specialists. We're, for those of you who've read the E-Myth, but I would say that we're specialists. We did not know anything about business when we first started Schleck Art, but we knew that would have to change. And being a business person and putting the business first was, paramount. We fully understand our trade, and we fully understand the type of photography and video storytellers that we wanted to be. So we kind of stuck a pin in that a little bit and made sure that learning as much as we possibly could about business was at the forefront. We also thought, this isn't a 1 year thing. This isn't like, I need to make this much by the end of the year. This was a lifestyle that we wanted to create for ourselves that is forever, our life together. And, we literally started the business and said, we're not putting our heads down for 1 year and seeing what happens. We're going to put our heads down for 5 years and just hustle until, we see, what has come of it.
And, you said something really important that I wanted to make sure to point out, because you weren't focused on the income that you were going to make. You were focused on building a business.
Yes.
and building a reputation for yourself.
Yes.
And that's so important because when you put that first,
Yes.
I feel like everything else follows.
Yeah, and so part of that was the amount that we wanted to give back to our community, and the different charities that we wanted to help. And also, I mean, Brian and I come from a customer service background. We both worked on Princess Cruises cruise ships for years back in, the early 2000s. And so, when you work on a cruise ship, everything is about customer service and the community on board, and making sure everybody is, happy and healthy and enjoying the experience. It's all about the experience.
But if you think about it, maybe somebody's going to go on a cruise for maybe that they've saved up and this is their only time they're going to be on a cruise.
Yes.
And you want to make sure that cruise is an exceptional experience for them.
And we emulate that, because do you know how many people come into our studio and say, this is the 4th set of headshots I've had to do because I didn't want to use you first because you're not the cheapest in town. And so I went around the houses and I did this and I had a terrible experience. And now I'm here. And it makes me shake my head, and because they've essentially spent double or triple before they realized what a photography experience should be and what they walk out with. They are confident in using, So for us, it was all about customer service, the experience, and giving back to our community, and just keeping our heads down and working at it until we got it right.
But I believe you guys are innovative as well, because I think you started off with maybe a few ideas, and as your clientele asked for different types of photography sessions, you've kind of created new signature pieces to fit that, like your cityscape.
Yeah. So we 100%, are constantly listening to what people are telling us. We're, predominantly, we shoot out of our home studio. It's a beautiful, well-lit home studio that, gives this beautiful light, gives this look that everybody recognizes from Schlickart photography. But we also started listening to some of our clients, and they were saying, well, will you do outdoors? Will you do it like this? And we were like, we will do outdoors, but we have to do it our way. We still want the beautiful light. We still want the beautiful posing and the look that it's posed, but it looks like it kind of isn't. And it, the expressions and the body language that we're getting from every single person. Now, that's what we did with the cityscape, because we will only shoot cityscapes first thing in the morning, because you'll get the beautiful light. I'm not going to, and people are like, well, can we not just shoot them at sunset? And I'm like, have you been to sunset in August in Santa Clarita wearing a suit? You'll get 2 minutes into the shoot and you'll be melting. So we were very, yes, we'll do it this way, but we created a product that was, they told us what they wanted, and we were like, okay, but we have to make sure that it was done well and it's done in the way you expect. We're not just going to go out there and try it again. We created a strategic plan of how this was going to work and how it was going to look. And so far, yes, people aren't so happy about getting up at first thing in the morning. I'm not even a morning person, but the results have been astounding. And that to us is way more important, that you get your bang for your buck, you get the look that you wanted, for a bit of, 6 hours sleep versus 8 hours sleep.
and I think some of the importance is you have products that are going to fit every need, per se. Weddings or maternity, professional portraits, family portraits. I've seen you do mother, daughter, 3-generation portraits. Even videos of grandmother, mother, daughter. Those are keepsake type materials that somebody can keep and have for a long period of time. But I know you have one special, your favorite.
So we do the legacy sessions. That is our signature product. The signature Schlickart Luxury Pampering Day is a legacy session. It's for a family who wants to not only get the beautiful portraits, but create that legacy video that they can have forever and passed down through the generations. And again, it's video. It's not just a voice on an answering machine of somebody who isn't around anymore or a still photograph. It's an actual video of a family talking about how much they love each other. That's our signature product. We have always had that, and we shoot those every weekend. That's just the most beautiful day listening to a family story. Is just, there is nothing else like it. But my favorite out of everything has to be boudoir photography. Watching a woman come into the studio and to create, I have a rule. You don't come into Schlick Art Studios to create boudoir for anybody else. You come in and do it for yourself first. If you're just doing it like for the spouse, my husband really wants me to do boudoir photography. I'm like, do you want to do boudoir photography?
Tell our audience what a boudoir photography or session would consist of. Not too graphic, but
Me graphic? No. So it's that sexy shoot. It's that, beautiful lingerie, some French lingerie. That's the other thing. Boudoir photography isn't all about, taking your clothes off or what have you. It's supposed to be about that shoot that makes you just feel absolutely gorgeous and sexy. It's about being a little sexy. So I have boudoir shoots where people literally will bring me a sexy black dress and we just make it a bit more sexy. Or, there's some people who are into the bustiers and the lingerie and the basques and the teddies and things like that. And then there's, I call it like implied nudity as well, where we just use like a white sheet and we do that, but they're really not naked underneath. We just do little tricks with like tucking bra straps and things like that. So, but the whole point of a boudoir shoot is not to do it for somebody else. You do that for yourself first. Give yourself that gift. Because when I get the client, they come into the studio a little nervous. They've got their little suitcase full of goodies. And we get them in the hair and makeup chair with some champagne and chocolates. And my makeup artists are just as into this as I am. And so, we're talking to them about why they're doing this. And we're kind of like cheerleading you and puffing you up a little bit before you start, and then we have fun all the way through the session. We are laughing, where I'm making you say fun little cute things to get you, just happy and having fun. And the difference of the person walking out of the studio than the person walking in, it is a complete mind change. It is they strut out of my studio.
And I think that's why you guys are so successful, is because you bring out the true person.
Yes.
And the reason why they're doing the shoot, and the reason why they're doing maybe the marketing or branding or whatever it may be, because you help bring out that person and you help portray what that person's trying to represent. I think that's so important.
That has always been our end goal, is to, really listen to what the person is looking for, whether that's personal or business or legacy or boudoir, whatever it is. We're not doing it for ourselves. Like, I'm not, it's not about me when somebody's in the studio. It's not about Brian. It's not about like our business. It's about what each individual person is coming into our studio to do. Photography and video are not the easiest things to do. This isn't like going to get your nails done or going to get your hair done or what have you. It's putting yourself out there. It's not easy in any way, shape, or form. And I know I've been on the other side of the camera. It's not my favorite place to be either. So if I'm expecting this of somebody else, you have to realize that this day, whether it's your headshot shoot, whether it's your boudoir shoot, whatever it is, it's all about you. And we want to make it the perfect shoot that it can be. We want to listen to you about what you're trying to achieve here, what you're trying to get out of it. But I just have to say, when it comes to boudoir, you have to do it for yourself first. It's, giving the pictures to your husband for Valentine's Day or your fiance on the wedding day, that's fantastic. And trust me, that's a big bonus, and you'll enjoy that experience as well. But that can't be the only reason to do boudoir. Absolutely. It's got to be for you first. Yeah.
For the person coming in. You guys are listening to the At Home with Charlene show on KHTS 98.1, live Thursdays from 2 to 3. My special guest today, Lindsay Schleck with Schleck Art.
Hi.
and her birthday. So we're saying happy birthday to her all show long. You know, there's one other quote that you had on your website or on your blog that I like too, was that you foster empowerment and growth. Mm-hmm. And I think for each person who's going to do a photo shoot or a portrait or whatever it may be, for whatever their businesses are, our goal as a business person, I'm speaking for myself, is to foster our own empowerment, and we want future growth.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why we come in, we do the photographs, or we come in, we do the videos, is because we are growing our careers. We are growing ourselves, or whatever it may be. And I like that you put that in there, because that's truly what we're trying to do. Mm-hmm. Is to place ourselves just a little bit ahead of where we've been. Or
yeah, I think it's also, you're being authentic. Every business has its own personality, especially small businesses where you are the face of what you're doing. Mm-hmm. So, you know, you being authentic and you being you, and you putting your best face out there, for lack of a better term, is more important than anything. And I have these conversations every time somebody comes into the studio. You know, I get, let's say it's an accountant or let's use a male realtor, for example. They'll show up and they'll bring like a suit and tie and the whole shebang. They'll bring me 5 different outfits, because they always say bring more, and then we can choose the best 2. Because if you just bring me one thing, then maybe it isn't 100% right on what you're looking for. If you bring me a bunch of different things, we can pick the best outfits. And I say to them, do you wear suits on a daily basis? Do you wear a tie on a daily basis? And they're like, no, I never wear a tie. And I'm like, should this be on your business card? Should this be the best representation of what you are? Because if if somebody's searching for you and they see this example of you all dressed up in a suit and tie, and then, you show up in your jeans and your polo or your button up, it's not a representation of yourself. So quite often I'll talk the client into doing a little bit of everything. Let's get the suit shot, because let's say you are doing a magazine piece, or a charity, you're joining a board of a charity and they need a photo of you, or somebody is giving you an award. I think, like, for instance, HomeSmart just had their awards this past few weeks, and if they were going to present your face on a plaque or put you in the program or anything like that, you want dressed. That. Yeah. But then you might, and some people, I have some of my clients have 2 different business cards, dependent on what situation or what networking event that they are going to, so that they can have the best representation depending on the client and the person they're talking to, because sometimes they are the suit person, and sometimes they have to be the suit person, and sometimes they don't have to be the suit person. And these little details, when I say be authentic and be yourself, yes, that doesn't mean that you don't wear many different hats. So or be able to adjust to your surrounding and to the type of events and things that you're going to be going to, because those are going to always be changing, ever changing. It's the same with us, like I love to get dressed up and wear the pretty dresses on, and have my hair done and go to the events, and I love having my photos taken like that. But I also like no makeup Mondays, and I'll quite often share that photo on social media, and that's just who I am. I'm not always perfect. Done up and but I think really isn't my personality. But people are going to relate to you more when they know that. Yeah. They know that you're not always perfect. They know that you're not always spot on, that you're, you have those moments that everybody else has. It's we go back to the relatability part, where you become relatable to people. And that's where literally a good branding package and a good marketing package will get you that, because you could do some lifestyle shots that's a little bit more casual, or a little bit, this way. We can pick different backdrops depending on, if you are going to show up with the jeans and a polo shirt for these clients. And then we can do something more formal and what have you. And then you have an array of branding, personal branding photos. And visual marketing. Yeah. You guys are listening to the At Home with Charlene show on Thursdays, 98.1 on KHTS. I'm here with Lindsay Schleck today, and we've been talking about
her different signature packages and photos and videos and things that Schlick Art offers, and so many things that they have available. And I want you guys to reach out to her on Facebook, Instagram, email at lindsay@schlickart.com. I don't think you would be dissatisfied. I think you would actually enjoy yourself and probably do additional things down the road. But one thing I had talked with Lindsay about too was she has recently become a first-time home buyer.
Yes.
And I wanted her to just kind of dabble in on that a little bit because she hasn't purchased a home before. This was her first process. And I just wanted you guys to listen to her point of view on her first home purchase as she shoots out of her home.
Yeah.
So lighting and so many things are so important. And as a first-time home buyer, what would you say about buying your first home? How was that for you?
Yeah. So, I mean, we were in a unique situation. We were in a place that we were, we could financially afford to buy a home. And I'll tell you something, when you own a small business and you're in that stage of the game, we had got ourselves to zero debt, and we were, great credit scores and everything was perfect. And we were in a place where we could finally, strive forward and do this. That was extremely liberating. And the fact that the business had helped make that happen, it was a very, from a British girl, American dream situation. Yeah, and it was fantastic. So so that was wonderful. And then, but even though we were financially in a place that we could do it, we weren't really ready to do it. And we were just like, maybe next year, we've got so much going on, I can't do this. And I would, I'm friends with a lot of realtors in town because of all the
realtors that you do business for.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So I constantly had, homes showing up on my Facebook feed. So I'd look at certain homes and I'd just be like, Brian, what do you think of this one? What do you think? And he'd be like, no, I don't like this. I don't like this. And I'd be like, yeah, you're right. Let's move on, get on with our day and forget about it. And that just kept happening. And then this one house popped up and we were like, oh my God, that's amazing. So I sent it to him knowing he would shoot it down. And he was like, we have to go see that house. I love it. And I was like, no, you can't say this to me.
You're waiting for him to say no, because that's the pattern it's been, right?
Yeah. And then it all just worked out. And literally it was the fastest experience. We had an amazing realtor. Pam Ingram was absolutely, just fantastic. I can't say anything more about what she did, which was just wonderful. And she got us in 30 days. So within 31 days, we didn't know we were moving. And then
31 days later, you were a homeowner.
Yeah, and I don't know what happened. It was a whirlwind.
You guys stay with us. We're gonna finish up here with Lindsay today. We're talking about her becoming a first-time home buyer. We have a couple other secrets and trades we want to share with you, so stay tuned.
Little Eye Leaders is the newest preschool in the Santa Clarita Valley. At Little Eye Leaders, our outstanding teachers lead with intellect, perspective, and heart. That means our programs provide a warm, nurturing atmosphere to meet the unique needs of each child. We believe that play is a powerful form of learning for young children. That's why our kids have every opportunity to learn through the magic and excitement of play. Parents, schedule a tour today by calling 303-0400 or online at littleeyeleaders.org.
KHTS strives to give the Santa Clarita Valley all the information they need. And when our computers aren't working the way they should, we call Resurgence, your true source for IT. Resurgence provides outstanding customer service while also providing the highest technical ability. They strive to do what is best to improve and protect your business. For more information on Resurgence, call 349-4114 or go to resurgenceit.com.
Buying your home can sometimes be challenging. That's why Charlene Gill with CSMC Mortgage is your Santa Clarita mortgage expert. What's important to you is to secure a loan at the best possible rate, to have a professional guide you through the process, and to close on time. Charlene's 23 years in the mortgage industry and her personal expert knowledge in the Santa Clarita Valley makes her your mortgage expert. Contact Charlene at hometownstation.com/Charlene. That's hometownstation.com/Charlene.
Don and Gino here. So we know you want to have fun learning about real estate and finance. You're going to want to tune in this Saturday, 9 a.m. to the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show right here on your hometown station. Hot topics, as always, guiding you to personal financial wellness. And that's right, you don't want to miss it. So again, this Saturday, 9 a.m., and then we replay it online Sunday, 9 a.m., Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m., right here on the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show. Join us.
It's the perfect gift that says it all. Classic Designs Jewelry. Discover the perfect gift that will not only put a smile on her face, it will last a lifetime. Classic Designs isn't like any other jeweler. They've been a part of Santa Clarita since 1992. Appo and his team of experts will guide you through your choices, creating the best custom match for you and your budget. For the most distinctive jewelry, experience Classic Designs on Valencia in the Whole Foods Center. ClassicDesignsJewelry.com.
MB2 Raceway, fast, high-performance kart racing at LA County's only indoor electric kart racing facility, and you're the superstar driver. Motocross legend and DEI driver Ricky Carmichael and Team Andretti Green's Brian Herta race in MB2 when they're not fighting it out for world championships, and so can you. MB2 Raceway, located between San Fernando and Santa Clarita Valleys, where the 5, the 210, and the 14 freeways meet in Silmar. It's MB2 Raceway. Dial 1-866-986-RACE. That's 1-866-986-RACE. MB2 Raceway, where racers race.
You're back with the At Home with Charlene show. Thursdays, 2 to 3 live on KHTS 98.1. I've been sitting here with Lindsay Schleck with her birthday, and we've been talking about how wonderful her and Brian are with their products and everything that they do for the community and agents and business owners and whatnot. And before we left the show, we were talking about her becoming a first-time home buyer. And the most important thing that I wanted to point out that she said was they had paid off their debt. They had their credit scores in an optimum position to be able to purchase. And because they had been working so hard at their business, they had the income in the position it needed to be in for them to be able to move forward with that purchase. And that is so significant. And I want to make sure that if anyone else is out there looking to purchase or to buy a home or be a first-time home buyer, that's some great advice to take into place.
Yeah, I mean, just to add like one thing, and I don't know, some people might say I'm naive for saying it like this, but something that we've always, Brian and I are extremely thoughtful when it comes to what we spend and, our budget, whether that's with the business, whether that's personally. We're very thoughtful and conservative with our money, and we very much believe in living in a non-debt
world.
Lifestyle. Yeah, world. And but one of the things I will say when it came to the business and personally, sometimes you just have to have a little bit of faith that the money will come.
Right.
Okay.
You got to put a little bit out for a little bit to come back in.
Yes. And especially when it came to the business, whether that was our work in the community, whether that was, our, with our clients, or just, launching a new product, or, investing in our business, it's funny how with the faith and the positivity that you put out there, what will come back tenfold. And,
Absolutely.
we were, you find out how much a house is worth. We're in Southern California, so it's one of the most expensive places to buy a house in the world.
That's true.
My brother's in Melbourne, and it's even worse there. So, he's in a whole other can of worms over there. But we were just our rent, we were living in the Promenade, and our rent was like $2,100 a month, but then you add property taxes. And so we were just like, okay, we can do this, but can we really do this? And, we budget everything because we're very careful. We wrote a whole budget and yes, we worked out we could do this, but, we're a sole proprietor business, and, you have good months and bad months and things like that. And at some point, you just have to have a little bit of faith that the money will come.
And the one thing I always think of, too, is if you put yourself out there a little bit, you make things happen.
You do.
Because you're thinking, okay, this just gives me that next level where I really have to propel myself. because if I'm living so conservative, if I'm living so safe,
yes,
what is there to push me?
Exactly.
Right?
And you know,
there's no push.
It's really funny you say that, because another thing that's happened this year, quite a few people in my circle know this, but I decided to give 2018 back to myself. Up until this point, I'd been on a lot of charity boards, and I'd been, chairing events in Santa Clarita, and I'd kind of just exhausted and depleted my own personal soulful funds and I decided to give 2018 back to myself. And this is like, we bought the house in November. So
that's your start.
That was my start. And with that, it meant that I could give more back to myself. I could give more back to Schlickhart. There were certain things that we'd put on the back burner because we'd done so many charity events. And don't get me wrong, after this year, I'm sure I'll dive into something else again. And Brian will be like, she's joined another board. What am I going to do? But I love working with the charities, and I'm never going to stop. I love them to pieces, but I just had to have a little break for myself.
Sometimes you need to take a step back, and you need to just kind of reevaluate what's going to work for me, and because you know what, you want to best service your clients.
Exactly. And with that, we've launched 2 new products this year. Our 50 and Fabulous that just went out last week, and a video product that we did a focus group with on Tuesday that I can't wait to share with everybody, but that's going to be a surprise in the next couple of weeks.
Everyone's going to have to tune into your emails, your Facebook,
our blog,
your blog and Instagram
Schlickhart
for
TV,
that.
Schlickhart TV.
There you go.
Yeah, so it's all going to be launched on there. But it meant that we could do those things, and that's where, when you have faith that, the money will come, and you hustle, and because as you just said,
right,
you then, because you have to, you make it happen.
Push yourself.
And
Absolutely.
You make things move.
Right.
And we did. So it meant that we hustled, and we launched these 2 new products. So we're right where we need to be. And it literally is just, sometimes you have to just have that sense of faith and go out there and make the decision. And we are just so happy with everything that's just happened in the past 6 months. We really cannot believe that we've been this lucky, and we're so grateful.
I think people aren't just successful because they become successful. It's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. It's a lot of dedicating your time to do it, and a lot of customer service, a lot of really putting yourself out there. And you guys have truly done that over the last couple of years, and should be applauded for all your effort and how much success your business has had.
Thank
you. And one other thing that I wanted to just mention as we are wrapping up our show today is, along with the first-time home buyer and Lindsay talking about her experience, I want everyone to know that there are programs that you can qualify for. The one that I wanted to highlight today was your FHA loan. Only requires 3.5% down. The program allows for some credit flaws. You don't have to have the perfect credit in order to obtain this type of a loan. It helps a lot of people with their first purchase. And in LA County, you can lend up to $679,650 on an FHA loan. So excellent rates on your government products, sometimes a little bit better rate than you do have on your conventional type loans. And take advantage of home ownership versus renting. If you are out there renting for the same payment you could be as far as a homeowner, get the write-offs of a home ownership. Take advantage of all the opportunity you have to be a homeowner, and the interest benefits and all that comes along with it. And it's just really, I can't think of another place that you should invest your money in besides the real estate. You're just not going to have the same ability to gain equity. You're not going to have the ability to really profit and to have somewhere where you're putting your roots down. So I'm gonna put my name out there, Charlene Gill with the At Home with Charlene show. Best number to reach me at 805-304-6004. Call me if you have questions with FHAs, first-time home buyers, down payment assistance. And I just want a special thank you to Lindsay for coming in today, especially on her birthday.
Thank you
for sharing all of her programs and products. And I mean, really, I think everyone should reach out. And if they haven't put photo session in place, or they haven't done for themselves what they should be doing for their businesses, they should give you an opportunity. Sit down with Lindsay and Brian and see what they can do and how they can help. And as always, thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you so much, and we wish you all a great week and a very happy spring break.